just right. I gotta get my mustache curling up. It's getting close, Chris.
It's curlier now than it was. Yeah.
Yep. Say when. So I know that's what you've been wanting to do yourself. Remember, you had that mustache, and that's what you said all the time, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You had basically this kind of whole shooting match going here.
I was a lot fatter then.
No, that's not true. You're not. Fat.
You were the same fat. Chris.
You're not fat, Chris. So.
Look at this fabulous wall of SG.
No one knows we're here yet. So, well, some people do. Oh, you know what? I have to go from top chat to live chat because I'm probably missing Dastardly Dave, who's here already.
He was glasses on the whole time. Yeah, I think everybody was thinking. Hey,
Paul and Sean.
Let's give them a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll let everyone filter in. We'll hi, Butch.
Not do anything.
Hi, Jerry. Yeah. So yeah, we there is a reason we're going a little early today because we got a lot of stuff of ground.
We got 7 guitars to show off.
Yep.
And then we got to pack a few up, get guys out of here so we can go to Odyssey.
Yeah.
Beer Works and eat hot dogs and drink beer.
That's right. And
so hamburgers and brats.
Hemmingers,
bratwursts.
Hey Doug, how you doing?
Hot dogs.
Hey Boo. All right, gang. Well, all right. We're gonna wait until 20 people log out. There's only 19 people right now. Searching for Tone. How are you doing? We need one more person. That's all we need. So, Chris, you got any jokes? Hey, Johnny, what's going on?
I have no jokes.
You got anything good that you're looking forward to doing this weekend?
No anecdotes. Nothing.
All right.
Nothing. Been a really good 2 weeks.
We have 20 now. Nope, not according to my readout here, but it has been a great 2 weeks, Chris. Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of buildup to get to where we could do this. You guys might not know this, but Brian Duncan came in. He's like, I want to do that workshop, the SG one. All right, we got 20 people now.
There you go. Now we can start. Hey, everybody.
So Brian Duncan has been here helping us for the last couple of months. And he's like, I want to do that SG workshop. And I'm like, tell you what, Brian, it would be very, very helpful to me if you would come in and let's build one of these things and see what it's going to take when we get a shop full of guys who may or may not. In some cases, a lot of guys are returning people. A lot of guys has anyone not ever built a guitar from the ground up before? Okay. So we wanted to if you've assembled some stuff or if you've done some paint or like wiring or fretwork or something, that's cool. But all these workshops, people ask me all the time, what do I have to what's the prerequisite? There's no prerequisite. You just show up and
like guitars.
And we got you set up and I mean, you don't even have to like guitars. I don't like guitars. This is what I do every day. So I like guitars. I like building guitars better than I do playing guitars.
Yeah. Yep.
Dastardly Dave sent us $10 and says, ad free, show me the SG. And Brian made him do it. So, Chris, one other thing. Nathan, if you're watching, I believe these are your pickups. And they're going in this guitar right here. Nathan sent us these pickups because he was unable to attend the workshop. And I'm like, well, what would you like me to do? You want me to make you the guitar? You want to trade for a Challenger? So he's like, make me the guitar, just like the same one in the workshop. So we did. And that's super cool.
Yep. And we got some pickups today with no name on them. We're assuming they're yours.
I'm figuring these are yours.
Or Billy Gibbons.
Or Billy Gibbons is showing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he sends stuff from, I don't know. Billy Gibbons. Okay. All right. So without further ado, are you ready to do this?
I am ready to do it. Let's get somebody else up here.
We need a man. You want me to go you want to host? You're okay.
Host.
All right. So we are going to bring everybody up. As you can see behind me, there's a bunch of SG guitars. Oh, while I'm waiting for a mat and stuff, I'm going to show you the guitar that Chris and I built this week. And it is this Pelham Blue neck through style SG. Hi, Brian. He says, good man, Dave. And he is a good man. This is the guitar that we built because we always try to build a guitar along with the guys in the workshop so that they can, we don't have to have hey, give me your guitar and I'll demo it on yours. So we built a Pelham Blue neck through SG style. It has Goto bridge and stop tail. It's got Hipshot open gear, non-locking tuners, and it has DiMarzio PAFs. It's got trapezoid inlay. This one we just made because we thought it would look cool. It's got a Tort pick guard, and of course the standard control layout for the SG. If anyone is interested in this, I'm going to be putting it up for sale on the website very soon. I just haven't done it yet, and I don't know when I'm going to do it. But if anyone wants to, what do you want to get for this one, Chris?
It's a lot of guitar.
So yeah, $14.99. We're selling this guitar for. So so this is the guitar that we built in the workshop, and we just want to have somebody have something cool. So $14.99. First person to send me an email that says I'll take it. Here's $14.99, or invoice me for $14.99. This is your guitar. And Butch is gonna have to watch later. Hey, Butch, have a great night, man. We'll see you later. Unless you want to send me $14.99, not $14.99. All right. Okay. No one said that yet, but I'm heading them off at the pass. So Brian Duncan, how are you, sir?
I'm excellent. $14.99 is a steal.
I tell you, buddy.
Man. Holy moly! All the work that went into that.
Well, there were weeks and weeks and weeks of work that went into that. So. Brian, I'm glad that you came up because you've been helping me out like a lot on this project.
It's been fun.
What do you think, man?
It's been fun, man. These are the coolest guitars. This week and last week, all very cool guitars, and a bunch of great guys we've met here.
Yeah, man, we've had a great couple of weeks with everybody.
Yeah, but
we don't have any duds.
No duds.
Yeah,
all no filler, all killer.
That's right.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So, can we go through this?
Yeah, man.
Pretty much the same thing. You got the Hipshot open gear, non-locking tuners, neck through, all mahogany construction. Just unbelievable.
Do you now? Last night we were talking about neck through SGs. I still think that a lot of people will agree that the SG style guitar can benefit a lot from being a neck through. I submit to you though that no other guitar benefits more than the SG for being all the way neck through. What say ye, Brian?
I would agree with that. I mean, able to add the 2 frets, you cannot beat this contour right here, man. It's just lovely.
Now we've done the 24 fret set neck SG before, but it's just so much easier with the neck through.
Yeah, with the neck through. Yeah.
How does this? How do you know how this guitar sounds?
We do know how this guitar sounds because we took it out in the parking lot and we cranked it
So Brian brought his 412 Marshall cabinet, and we put this. We cranked up the one of the 45 watt amps that we built with Eric from Swantronics in the amp class, and we just that amp only has one setting. Yeah. Every knob all the way to the right. Yeah. And that's I shall never want to hear that amp played any other way.
Yeah, I think we might have started a new tradition last week with the little Fender, but with the Marshall, it was a whole different.
It's a whole nother kettle of fish.
Level of loud.
Yeah,
it's cool.
So and Chris came out and he's like, "That's so cool that it's just amp and chord and it sounds like that." Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I walked across the street and it's just it's like concert level out there.
Yeah, we had a car in the way.
Yeah, I was parked in the way, but yeah.
It's all good though.
Well, Brian, what do you think, man? I think this was a big success.
It's been a lot of fun, spending this time with you guys and working on these guitars. And it was a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we were balls to the wall there when going from raw lumber to where's that? We don't have it out. That neck that we built, and we had that all prepared, and the body blanks were cut to basic size, and that was it. And then these guys came in and shaped necks and
that's right.
Cut the bodies, and they did
glued on the wings. Yep.
It's And had we done if they'd have had to do the actual neck through neck, that would have added another 2 or 3 days.
No way we could have done this in 5 days.
So
Ben approves. He says the darker mahogany going through looks so sick.
yeah, this is Heritage Cherry. Chris once again
Mm-hmm.
did an outstanding job. Dylan Super 8s.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Dylan Super 8s.
Those are nice pickups.
Very nice. Tone Pro, Stop Tail.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All the Gucci stuff you need.
It
on
does.
these guitars.
Yeah, it does have all it. Yeah, it's got the
Yeah.
it's got the Gucci hardware.
Yeah.
No two ways about it.
So yeah, real quick, my tie to SGs. I don't own an SG. I have a kit that I bought one time, and I stopped about halfway through. But when I was in high school, way back before some of you were born, I was in my first kind of real band in high school, and I had like an old Tesco piece of crap. You know, the action was about 2 inches high, and I walked into the first practice, and the other guitar player had a Strat and an SG. And he looked at my guitar and he hands me the SG. He goes, "You're playing this in this band." And I was like, "Oh, cool."
Okay.
And it was almost identical. It did have a pick guard on it, but it was almost identical to this guitar. So that's what,
cool.
Yeah. So this kind of kicks me back into that.
So were you in James Brown's band? Like that's what it does. Bootsy Collins has a similar thing. Like you can't be in the James Brown band with that amp and that bass.
Yeah, it was kind of that kind of situation. And he was a really good guitar player. Bless his soul. Anyway. Yeah, it's been fun, man. It's been a gas doing this, and thanks for letting me help.
Thank you, Brian. You helped me out more than you may know. Maybe you know exactly how much you helped me out.
I do know. Yeah.
Well, let's show off everybody else's stuff. And because Brian will be back. It's not like Brian won't be back the next time we do a reveal. In fact, he might absolutely be back for the next time we do a reveal. John's going to come up and talk about his guitar, and we're going to get everybody out. Like I say, we're going to hustle through these, but gang, there are some really, really, really neat guitars. And John, I think that you were a believer in this workshop before it even started.
Before it even started, when you mentioned it during the last workshop about building, at that time you called it a prostitute class.
Well, yeah, yeah. I can't call it an SG. Yeah. Neck through prostitute.
No, I knew instantly that that's something I wanted to do, and I knew it instantly too. I wanted the Billy Gibbons Flying V.
I remember, like you said to me, "Can I do the Arrow headstock?" Yeah. Well, the second that you post that, sign me up. I'm okay. Yeah. So yeah. Well, so what was the first workshop that you came out for, John?
The 51 no-caster class.
Okay.
Nobody built a 51.
And nobody built a 51 no-caster. How different is this than the 51 no-caster bill?
Different.
Okay.
We spent the 51 no-caster. We had pre-built bodies and necks. Mm-hmm. And so we spent a week on assembly and fine-tuning everything.
It's kind of like geeking out on tellies.
Yeah. And this was a lot of woodworking. Mm-hmm. And I haven't done woodworking since high school.
Okay.
Which was kind of terrifying.
I mean, you don't exactly forget everything in 3 years. Yeah. So it's
it's been a little more than 3 years.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, so what tell us what you did. I know. Tell everybody else what.
Okay. So I went a little bit different on my build. Like I said, we put the Arrowhead headstock on it. Which is a little different. Put Dylan Enduro.
Those are
Enduros
super
in there,
swanky.
single coils.
Yeah.
We didn't put a switch on it. We just put a volume tone.
That's right. I forgot
a little
about
bit different.
How does that work? Because did you cranked it up through the big Marshall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to. If one of the pickups is all off, everything's off. So you have to have a blend of both.
So it's like basically jazz bass wiring setup, Chris. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to have one cracked a little bit for everything. Oh, yeah. Okay. But why did you same thing? You just turn everything all the way up, right?
Turn everything all the way up.
You don't need any of these. Yeah.
No,
okay. Yeah. All right. Good. Yeah.
You can just play it as is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did put a side jack on.
Oh yes. So this is a
there
fairly uncommon feature on SGs. Yeah. Not completely a unicorn, but
there it is.
You don't see it every day. I think that looks great.
Yeah. Went with the Pelham Blue.
I like that. I Pelham Blue SGs are super cool. I think they're cool enough that we had to make one for ours too. John, what was one of your favorite bits that we did while you were here?
You know, at very first, using the rasp to shape the neck was terrifying.
Really?
I was really bad at it.
No, you weren't. I mean,
No.
the guitar's
Yeah.
ready to go. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I felt I was, but by the time we
Okay.
did the heel, I was feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah.
And by the time we did some of the contouring, I was feeling
Mhm.
even better about it.
Did
So,
great. Yeah, I mean the
yeah.
neck is awesome. I I've been checking you out for a whole week, and I tell you what, today, anything that you were like, oh man, I wish I would have done the neck dip. It's done now, and it looks
Yeah.
like $1 million, man.
Oh.
It's great. Feel good.
Feel good. Feels great. Yeah.
If
Plugged into a 45-watt Marshall.
cranked on, just dimed Marshall, and yeah. What so now so you've been here for kind of a assembly and paint and that no caster build has more paint on it than this does because we had more time. Which one do you, if you had to choose, which one do you think you like better? I'm asking for me, not for
I like
everybody else.
this because
Okay.
I did the woodworking part of
Okay.
it. That kind of makes I bonded to it a little bit more.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me feel like I did more of the work.
You
on
did,
this one.
yeah. Do you still play that Tele one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so on this one, like, I really like that you guys were able to do more stuff. And so yeah, a lot of what we're going towards now, we're moving towards more woodworking centric kind of stuff. So I'm glad to hear that you like that.
Yeah,
so.
I think for the other one, just doing woodworking on the body would have been enough.
Okay.
Just to
All right.
kind of dip your toe in a
Okay.
little bit.
All right. That's cool. Far out. Well, so if you come back for another one, what would you want to build then?
Well, you got two that look pretty good right now. The Les Paul Jr.
Oh, okay.
And the BC Rich.
BC Rich are going to be neck through, so it'd be very similar to
Yeah.
this. What did you think? Was it doable in 5 days? I mean, obviously you're done and the guitar is operational. Okay.
I think it was. We had all day to do the final setup on them, so I think it was very doable.
Well, I know that Chris and I kind of kicked and spurred you guys until the finish line, but they look like $1 million, man. And
both you and Chris are great. You guys I mean,
Thank
you push us when you have to.
Thank
and,
you.
And when we need help, you step in. And,
Okay.
It's very comforting having somebody there
Cool.
that knows what they're doing. So.
Well, so John, is there anyone that we want to say hey to?
Brian.
Yeah, at least Brian's here when the going gets tough. Is there anyone we want to say hey to back in Missouri?
I'll say hi to Ashley and Nicole who are taking care of my dogs this week.
Very, very good. Are you looking forward to getting back to see the hounds?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My dog didn't bark at you too much last night.
No,
she barked at
not
Mark.
at all.
I don't know why. She was being a rotten turd, but yeah. Well, so did we cover everything?
I think so. Can I say the aesthetic of that guitar is fantastic?
Yeah, you should probably come by the micro. I don't know if
I'm
everyone
sure
can.
people can hear me.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
I know they can hear me.
Okay.
The aesthetic of that with the cream rings and the parchment pick guard and the amber knobs and the slope and angle and the blue.
I like this
It's
a lot.
Really sharp. Yeah. We kind of glommed onto that from the Explorer.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Explorers go up. You would expect everything to go down.
Curtis, yes, this is still, if I make this guitar, obviously I can't call it an SG. So whether it's a set neck or a neck through, it's still a prostitute. Yeah. Paul says he's thinking about an SG with a side jack too. I think the side jack is, I mean, that's where everyone's used to seeing, the jack go. So yeah. All right. Well, let's get some other guys up here so we can, we get through this here. Everyone talking about weather. Yeah, I guess it's windy and breezy and not fun. Good thing I'm getting on an airplane tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be sorted out by then. Monday morning, Steve walks in and he's got a Johnny Thunder shirt on, and I'm like, me and you are going to be buddies. So yeah. How are you doing, Steve?
I am doing fantastic.
You're like cool t-shirt every day of the week guy.
Yeah.
So, well, tell us what you made and who you are, where you're from, what you made, that kind of stuff.
Well, as he said, I'm Steve from St. Louis.
Yeah.
John and I actually came here together.
And you've known John for a long time.
Yes.
Okay.
And everybody's mentioned the hardware and how they did, and I've got pretty much the same hardware. The difference is I went with, I covered up the name of it because I don't want to be an ad.
Yeah.
But you can figure out where they came from. And that's the only thing different. What I would like to talk about, though, is the experience.
Good.
And like you said, I came in wearing a Johnny Thunder shirt.
Mhm.
Brian had on an MC5
Uh-huh.
shirt, and it was like I knew I was in the right place.
Yeah.
The last time I had done any woodworking
Yeah.
was a cutting board in 7th grade.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
So basically, you forgot everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I was worried about my fingers.
And you still got everything you showed up
pretty
with.
much.
Yeah.
I started with 8.
Yeah. See, I don't say you still got all 10 anymore. Yeah.
But the experience was, like everybody out there has probably done pickups and electronics and changed.
Yeah, like putting them on
tuners
your
and just the basics. But then John was like, "Oh, you want to do the SG class?" And I was like, I don't know. And then I saw somebody at a festival last year that did a black SG with mother of pearl, and I was like, that guitar looks awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's go.
Yeah.
So
now, do you ever wear? You often wear shirts that aren't black, which is the only reason I don't like black guitars, because I love black T-shirts. So yeah,
yeah. But the cool thing was coming in and, like I said, haven't done woodwork in a while, and they had already done the neck for us. But then that was the challenge, is we had to do everything else.
Now the neck wasn't shaped.
No, it wasn't shaped.
That's
we
right.
had to actually get it to where it was playable.
Yeah, like the fretboard was glued on and the truss rod was in, and
that was about it.
Yeah.
So then we were kind of on our own, except for all the excellent instruction we got through the week.
Thank you.
And I mean, you can look at that neck
that you shaped, by hand.
That I did myself. With them helping. Am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? And working through the process, and then the routing of it, and cutting the holes for the pickup.
So a lot of people might not get it, but we glued great big squares of wood onto the neck blank on Monday. And then you guys did all the cutting it out, and
it was like a really large Bo Diddley guitar, just a square box with a neck on it. And then we were left with instruction on what to do next.
Yeah.
And I think the results are awesome.
I mean, that's like, you better get the birth control when you show up with that thing, because it's cool, man.
Yeah. And we took it outside, played it through a large Marshall amp at full crank.
Would you say that was one of like we started doing that last week. Mike is over there. He's like, this is like being a kid again. Like the cops are going to show up any second.
I was expecting that.
We know the cops in this neighborhood. We're friends.
One of the advantages of being in an industrial spot is like, well, we're not really bothering anybody, but it's 5 o'clock. No one's here. So we can make as much racket as we want.
Well, it was funny because there were a few cars that slowed down that didn't listen. And then a couple people from the building across the street walked out and were like, what's going on? This sounds good.
Stood out there and chatted.
Yeah.
They were having fun, I think, enjoying seeing it.
It's a cool, so we share a wall with a poker club, and they're often, They've asked me many times, like, how come we never hear guitars? And I'm like, I don't know, because there's a bunch of machines going all the time. But I think dragging a great big amp out to the parking lot and diming it is like, okay, why not? Why haven't we done this before?
Yeah, I haven't played through a full 100-watt Marshall 4x12 in maybe 10 years or so. And it was just to hear that with all this stuff, it was like, oh God, that is awesome.
I think I heard you say, like, it's completely impractical except for like this. Like when
I was like, it's impractical, but I want it.
I want it anyway. Yeah.
But it also takes a quality guitar to get.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
And this was, I gotta tell you, man.
Well, what was one of your favorite things that we did, Steve?
Well, really, the amount of time we spent just on the heel of this and trying to get every aspect.
The heel looks great on it. Yeah.
To where it's smooth, to where it plays, to where you can, slide all the way up to the frets up here.
Yeah.
And that took some effort, and it did take, quality instruction saying, man, you need to hit a little bit here. You're doing great here. Do this a little different. And that makes the difference, especially when you don't know what you're getting into, but you want to do it.
Well, because we kind of kicked you guys like here you go, sink or swim, because we started shaping necks on
day one,
like the first thing on day one.
Day one.
Yeah,
it's like here's some sandpaper and a rasp.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
to town.
Let me show you how I would do it if I were you. If you come back, Steve, what would you build if you wanted to come back?
Well, I do like Les Paul Jr.
Mm-hmm.
But I also
yeah.
I saw the Moss Ride over here, and I kind of like a
okay.
Moss Ride too, because the first guitar I bought was basically a 2x4 in plywood. It was horrible, and I bought it. But the guy also said, I have a Moss Ride right here. And I went for the crappier one.
Oh, dang.
So.
Did you ever see the SG I built out of 2x4s?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
and
good.
It's like, if you can build an SG out of 2x4s that looks that good, you're in the right place.
Yeah, man. Well, Steve, who should we say hey to back home?
Well, I want to say hey to my wife, Allison, and my friend, Johnny Goodwin. I think they're both watching.
Cool.
Will be watching. So.
Well, thanks for letting us have Steve all week. He's a cool guy, and I'm glad he came out and hung out with us, and hope he comes back. Hope you come back, Steve. And let's see what the comment section is got to say here. Everyone likes your black guitar, black for the win. Oh, dang, black and white. That's nice. The black is bitchin'. Yeah, with the black t-shirt. Yeah, would have been jealous of playing through the crank Marshall, but the PD will also knock some. Oh, absolutely. All right. Well, so Steve, let's we're about to go get our swerve on over at Odyssey. You're gonna come over there. You and John are gonna come with us.
Definitely.
Good deal. Good deal. Let's get some other guys up
Well,
here. Oh yeah, go.
One last thing.
Take as much time.
I really want to thank these guys. They went the extra steps to make sure that we, were spot on with what we were doing, and they paid attention to what our questions were. It's excellent stuff, guys.
Thank you so much, Steve. That means a lot.
EMGs.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
no ads.
We didn't hot rod. We hot wired.
Oh yes, yes. There was a little repair work there.
So
absolutely, you're not wrong.
Steve, Johnny says to have you find a C sharp without fret markers. The fret markers are on the side, Juan.
Side dots.
Yeah, if you've got any sort of gut at all, you never see the face dots. Yeah, that's yeah.
I've read a story where Lita Ford said she doesn't use anything on the frets, so that when people watch her, they can't figure out what she's doing.
Well, so Johnny,
they're not watching their fingers. Bro.
Yeah, we've seen Lita Ford at the NAMM show. No one's watching her fingers. But so the side dots are for the player. The face dots are for the bass player.
That's an actual thing.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
So thanks again, Steve.
Thank you,
I'm really glad that you had a good time. And we're having more fun later tonight at Odyssey Beer Works, the Great American Beer Works. I think that Mark is going to join us. Mark, are you going to be hanging out with us for a little bit?
I shall.
Excellent. Sean likes the no inlays. I like them too, Sean. Mark, how in the world are you, man?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Well, sir, I'm good. This is one of my favorite. This is my second favorite part of every workshop.
The first being
when we're all done using tools and nobody has injured themselves. So
that's always a good thing.
It's always a
there
good
was
thing.
no blood in your shop.
No.
The worst injury was what, the tape dispenser?
The tape dispenser and like what I did to myself with my my pocket knife cutting lunch or something. Mike can't. Yeah. So Mark, I have christened you Dr. Aquafresh because you are because you've been here one other time before. So Mark, tell us what you made.
So believe it or not,
believe it or not, oddly enough,
Dylan DAF pickups.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else same as the stock model.
Well, but you have some other cool stuff happening too.
Well, I was the only one in the class who did first, and I did a cherry amber burst.
Now, when you were describing this finish to me, I'm like, wah, wah. But you and Chris nailed it. I love the way this
looks
thing
like
looks.
fire.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
SGs are all about
it's cool.
The devil. So
I hope not, but okay.
Burst on the back,
and you guys
see the neck,
the bursted
neck as well. That is, well worth the price of admission.
Let's see. A lot of people, so Lefty's like, I dig the burst. Dastardly Dave thinks it's cool. Sean Joint thinks it's cool. Ben Duncan thinks it's cool. Thud. So what was Mark? You've been here before.
I have.
How did this differ from your first experience here at the workshop?
The first experience was a build a classic fender.
Okay.
And there's a whole other set of skill sets needed for a neck through guitar.
Were we shaping necks in that one?
We shaped the necks on the router.
Okay.
And then really just rounded them over a little bit on the deadhead sander.
Okay.
So there was a little bit of neck shaping, but nothing like this,
Okay.
where, you know, we were rasps and hand tools for the majority of it, a little bit of deadhead sanding, and then a lot of hand sanding.
And a lot of hand sanding.
But I thought that was the best part of the show, because I don't have all those tools in my shop. I've got some rasps.
Do you think that you could go home and shape a neck? I mean,
I could.
I think you could. I mean, we didn't spend hours and hours and hours in neck shaping by hand. We added power as many places as we could, but I think you guys got a really good handle on, like, okay, I could with not a lot of money in hand tools, you could shape a neck. By the way, if you're thinking about signing up for our essential neck building workshop, that's pretty much what it is. So, okay. So the shaping the neck was one of your favorite bits, Mark?
Yeah. Shaping the neck, shaping the body.
Okay.
Using the rasps more, and of course using the pin router.
Oh, yeah. That's the Cadillac of the whole shop. What if you decide to come out another time, Mark? What would you like to build if you came back?
I think if I came back, I would build an icon. I know you've got classes coming up.
Okay, yeah. It's right. It's right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
Now I'm not
have to wait a year.
Not trying to sell you, but I'm trying to sell you. We do have 3 spots in the second icon workshop. So if anybody is interested, and it's not really the icon workshop, because that one you can build our icon in. You can leave it as is, right, Chris? Or you can make it a cutaway. So you can get a guitar that we won't really build. What's that, Ryan? No, it's a single cutaway only, but you can pick whatever kind of cutaway you want. But is your buddy going to do that? Do you know? I don't know either. His name is Pat. Pat, if you're watching, I sent you an email. Maybe you didn't get it, but send me another one. We'll talk. Oh, he just had surgery. Okay. All right. So, well, Mark, what am I missing? Have I missed anything before I get to the part where I'm like, who are we going to say hey to back in North Carolina?
I think we're good.
All right. Well, so Mark, who do we want to say hey to back in North Carolina?
Say thank you for letting me go to my lovely wife, Midge.
Thank you, Midge, for letting us.
My mother, who's living with us for the next few more months until she goes back to my sister's for the summer months.
Okay.
And my kids, Maddie and Mason. Thanks, and I branded this with our name, so someday this could be yours.
This could be yours. So, are you guys gonna have like a dinner party or something when you get back, and like invite all your friends over, and they'll be like, "Mark, where have you been for the last week?" And you'll be like, "Aha, let me show you where I've been."
Exactly.
I hope that happens. Yeah, I think that's one of the coolest things. I've been saying that since day one, have I not, Chris? Yep. So anyway, well, let's. So, are you gonna come? You're gonna come join us at Odyssey Beer Works? Do you like any of that stuff they make?
I do like their Mexican lager.
That's one of my
favorites. Really good.
Yeah.
Pale ale, little hoppy for my taste, but it was definitely I understand the attraction to that.
Yeah. Some of their lower test stuff is what I can do. I can't do the high test beers. I'm a lightweight. I'm a lightweight at altitude. So, well, thank you, Mark. And I'm glad that you enjoyed your time here. Who else is coming up? All right. We've got Caleb is coming up next. And Caleb, you're going to be in town for a few days after. You're going to be hanging out. You got an Airbnb or a hotel?
No, I stay with some people up in Boulder.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I love it up there. I lived in Boulder for many years, and I decided I couldn't afford to live in Boulder anymore. So Caleb, how in the world are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
I'm doing great, man. Like I said, this is one of my favorite parts of the week. What did you come up with here? Because I love the color on this one.
Well, I wanted to accentuate the beam that goes through the neck through.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the important thing for me with these. So, like we just chose a kind of translucent brown, and that really worked out really well.
I think, yeah, the mahogany that you had is very similar, like it's very homogeneous looking. And that's one of the really neat things about mahogany, isn't it? That's that wood is just so nice.
Oh yeah, no, it was super easy to work. And I'm surprised how smooth everything was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just all the shaping that we did was just way easier than I expected.
You're getting an idea of maybe why Gibson uses it.
Yeah, no, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's super. And the neck was just a dream. I mean, it's super smooth, all up and down.
You did a great job on your neck. You have a cool volute.
Oh yeah, it is fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Not as large as many of the others, but that's okay.
I think it's all it really is doing is giving you a transition.
It's all in how you use it.
Yeah,
that's
what they say.
right.
Yeah. No, it's good times. No, this was a really awesome experience.
Well, Caleb, what was one of your favorite things that we did while you were here?
Well, I think it was how you would let us wander
Mm-hmm.
and kind of rope us
Like out in
back
the yard, yeah,
Well,
free range.
Well, yeah, free range within the shop,
Yeah.
more importantly. And you let us kind of make some mistakes within reason and then bring people back in and kind of correct things. So that
one of the things,
you end
like,
up with this.
I think you asked early on was like, well, how much should we, like, what measurements are we going for at the neck? And I'm like, let's keep it a little big.
Mhm.
So if there's any issues, trouble spots, they'll basically all go away once you get the neck down to the final shape. So yeah, that's a big one for me. It's like having you guys, we want you to be more than just successful. We want you to have a great time while you're here and leave with a really cool guitar. So
Well, yeah, and a lot of the things with the subtleties of shaping the heel
Mhm.
and all of the curves and everything, and how you can feel these little things you can't see at all when you just look at the wood, but you can totally feel a little ridge there that you go, oh no, I gotta get rid of that.
your eyes will absolutely lie to you, and but your hands will not. So
Yeah, no, it's super smooth. I am super impressed with this.
What pickups you got in yours?
These are Seymour Duncan Customs and the what do you call it, Alnico 2 Pros.
Okay.
So,
Okay. What's the custom is just like a overwound or
hot PF with a ceramic magnet.
okay.
And then this is just low wind. So you could say a metal and jazz if you wanted.
Okay.
To go with that.
And you played yours through a dimed Marshall out in the parking lot.
Fantastic. I used an overdrive pedal for a little more gain.
You really? Oh, okay. Yeah, because I remember what you were playing. Yeah, you probably
Yeah.
could have used some
So-
distortion.
A little bit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was pretty tasty.
Yeah. It's remarkable how good that thing sounds.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think that like an attenuator gets you all the way there, because you just moving that air, just feeling the car shake around. I think I'm gonna have to get new seals put in my my Subaru now.
Might have
Thanks.
blown out a
4x12
headlight.
is
Yeah,
a
they
great
could.
thing.
What's that?
4x12 is a great thing.
It's magical. Yeah.
Can I just say that
If you come over here, you can say anything you want, so everybody can hear what you're about to say, Brian. Because I'm going to stop you until you get all the way over here, so you talk into the microphone so that everybody can hear.
You know that I love humbuckers,
Uh
but when we plugged that one that you guys did with the DeMarcio,
huh.
that was the sound that you're looking for straight from guitar to an amp.
It-
That was the coolest
It's
thing.
Larry DiMarzio has probably forgotten more about.
I didn't. I
winding
never
pickups
really
that-
appreciated them until that.
Oh,
because
okay.
there's nothing in between.
Yeah,
I usually have pedals, and most
Mhm.
guys do, I think. But that was amazing.
it's cool to do that retro. Just plug it in and just crank it up, and yeah.
I'm just trying to sell that guitar.
Oh,
I'm kidding,
yeah.
I'm kidding.
That's right. That guitar that we have for $14.99 that's got DiMarzio's in it. Yeah.
It's about it.
Yeah, that thing is sweet. Well, so Caleb, what was one of your favorite things that we did? Did I ask you that already?
You
Did you
did.
tell me?
You did
Okay.
shaping the neck and having some room to play.
Okay. All right. I remember that now. What
Pizza and learn about history.
yeah. If you decide to come back sometime, what would you like to build when you come back?
Well, I think the neck building workshop is really what's really the most attractive.
I think our essential neck building workshop is probably poised to be one of our more popular offerings. So it's pretty neat because here's a big pile of wood. We're going to show you how to do everything and make this into a neck using tools that you can go to Home Depot and buy.
Do you do set neck? Different kinds of necks, or just
Funny
one
you should
neck,
ask.
or-
That workshop is in two parts. Part one, the first 3 days, you build a practice neck out of very, very soft wood. It's poplar. And we build a neck out of maple, both like Fender style or like Telly style, or Telly or Strat style. Then in the second phase, you build a neck through style out of mahogany, and then you pull all the frets out of your practice neck and then refret your practice neck. So it's a way for you to kind of experience like all kinds of different neck construction techniques and what it takes to build a neck, and for a Fender style and for like a set neck style, Gibson style. The angled headstock versus a straight one. So if you decide to do both, and you don't have to take, you can do the first 3 days and then come back the next time we offer the second 3 days, or you can do all 6 days at once. Doesn't matter to me. So it's a really try to get you guys like I say, you build 3 necks, you fret 4 necks, you pull frets out of one. It's lots of different neck working, and it's what I have determined is the essential neck building syllabus.
Oh, okay.
So we called it essential neck building.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no advanced neck building. So there's no like fan frets or macro tone or anything like that. But we just the essential neck building. That's what we're focusing on. So
Yeah.
Caleb, who do we want to say hey to back in Ohio?
Hello, Internet.
Okay.
That's good enough.
All right. Good enough for me, man. Well, Internet, thanks for letting us have Caleb all week. He's a cool dude. And we got Mike coming up to round us out. That Mike is, and then we go and we start drinking, right? Formerly known as Iron Mike. Oh, that's right. You used to be Seal Beach Mike. Now you're Iron Mike.
Just a couple months ago. Right?
Just as a couple, yeah, we didn't want to just be like Atlanta Mike. So,
Iron Mike.
did you ever talk to Hat Mike when you were out that way?
No, I never did.
Okay.
I never connected with him back.
I didn't know how close you guys, because you weren't exactly like right down the street from each other. So.
Yeah, he was kind of inland, Garden Grove or somewhere.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. And then I was going to say something, but you did go to the Surf Guitar 101 festival for a little bit and hung out with Chris while he was
Yeah,
there.
That's hosted every year, apparently like a year and a half from where I lived. And,
A mile and a half from where you
so
live.
miles.
Yeah.
And never caught it, but I did.
Aren't you glad you got to go like right before you moved to Atlanta?
Yeah. So turned me on to that. Like Three Balls of Fire, at least live was my favorite. There's other stuff that was great I used to listen to, but that was one that made the impression.
That's
You got to
cool,
see
man.
Deke Dickerson play.
Yeah.
That was
That guy's is a hot
Yeah,
lip
good.
maker. Yeah. Well, so Mike, you've been here before, and what did you build before when you came out?
So we did it was Dylan's workshop.
That's right.
And so we had basically Dylan's favorite kind of Telecaster neck, which is a really nice neck that I think Maximum Steve made for us.
Yep.
And then we created the body of our choice.
What did you do? The back
I actually did a Newman.
Oh, that's right.
Because
Okay.
you guys built a Newman a while back.
I think I said you can build this, but I can't let anyone know where you can.
yeah. So it's a fun guitar. Yeah.
Cool. You've got a bunch of TTG guitars, including one of the sweetest. You've got a Challenger Deluxe, one of my favorites, and you've got a cool Billy Bow that we did for you
It's a
recently.
cool Billy Boy.
Oh, son of a gun!
And also got a Mary Kay with the TV Jones Duotronics.
Oh, cool. That's right. I remember that.
That's what all the gold hardware.
That's
So
a
those
neat
are my-
guitar.
Those are my TTGs. Yeah.
Well, so Mike, everyone knows you built a neck through SG, but this white is cool. Tell us a little bit about what you got going here.
Yeah, so I love white. A lot of people played white SGs. They're my favorite color. My favorite was inspiration with this was Chris Mazurek from Radio Birdman.
Okay.
Australian punk band, late 70s. And of course, Samantha Fish plays one as well. And they just look great. So I had the opportunity to do that out here. And yeah, I think that neck through is the way to go for an SG. It's like that's probably the way they should be built.
I think so too. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. Do you think that?
I think Malcolm broke a lot of necks. Yeah, over decades. Yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah.
Well, do you think so? It's kind of
Angus.
yeah. It's kind of internet lore. Maybe it's real. I don't know for sure, but Ed Roman used to say that the SG was supposed to be neck through. What do you think? Let's just say it was. What do you think what's the big idea they didn't make it neck through?
I mean, it's a lot. Seems like a lot more work, and it has to be a lot more costly to build.
Yeah.
So that maybe it's a financial decision.
You and I were talking a little bit about that the other day, and like 50 cents here and there over 2,000 guitars, that can add up pretty fast. Yeah.
So you've got a big enough company of a chief financial officer. Decisions are made. But when you come out to Texas Toast, you don't have to worry about
you can make whatever you want.
You're doing the hard work on the main the neck and the neck through part.
Yeah.
You actually get out here.
So what did you got? What pickups you got in this bad dude?
These are Dylan DAFs.
Okay.
Dylan AFs. And just there's essentially Dylan's take on a Gibson PF. Kind of wanted to make it kind of classical in that sense.
How did they sound through it all the way turned up Marshall 45 watt amp through a 412 cabinet?
I think one of the things you and I agree on is if you've got a Gibson style guitar with some PFs, there's only one thing.
That's right. That's right.
In a dimed Marshall, that equals Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
Steve Jones.
Yeah, that's the coolest of the cool. Yeah.
That's the only thing I would ever play in front of anybody. And because it sounded great. Doc played this with a little more finesse, and it sounded fantastic.
I think you and I kind of wrestle the guitar. We're like the caveman guitar. And Doc can do things with his left hand that I can't.
Yep. So that was a lot of fun. And then,
honestly, you got some cool veluti stuff happening here.
Yeah, we did. I think on day one, kind of really the opportunity to shape the neck the way you want.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a lot of discussion about this, but I think I'm calling this this is kind of a thin, flat D. For me, seemed to be something that was of interest to try. And
you wanted to kind of match some guitars you already have, right?
Yeah, but then which are more C-shaped, but make it more flat in the D.
Okay.
With that same kind of with the same specs of the 1st and 12th fret.
Yeah.
And this is the only place I know of where I can make that happen. And so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think that was very interesting. So
everybody thinks that, like, they've been saying that, like, shaping the neck was something they really enjoy. Was that something that was like high on your list too, Mike?
Yeah, for sure. And getting the volute right, which is, you have a thin neck, you can have a kind of a fancy volute.
Yeah.
Same thing back on the heel, kind of steep back there, but you take it really. The thing about the neck through is you can take it back thin.
Yeah.
All the way back. I mean, back behind the horn before you kind of transition to the body.
Yeah.
Which I don't think you can. You need to do a little more meat.
Yeah, I think you probably do. And then you get this weird glue line thing, and then
it's just so much more elegant in this neck through. So super happy with it.
Well, go ahead.
Space FX is asking about the neck dive, but I don't think anybody really knows because we didn't have any straps on.
Yeah, we don't play with those straps.
Yeah, but I think they're okay from the feel of what I was playing. It felt like they were going to be okay because
these are all fairly light guitars fairly light through the neck too.
That's right. And you got a little right in that middle there because you're a couple added frets. I think you have a little bit more meat there, and maybe it helps that. I don't know.
I think that you can mitigate a lot of the neck dive with an SG by doing two things. One is you can get a wide strap that has like a leather strap, suede kind of strap. It's not slick.
Right.
The other thing that you can do is not go like this and have your guitar be down here. I think that's really important thing.
Is get over it.
That's the thing you can do too. Yeah.
And just play.
Yeah.
Shut up and play.
Oh yeah. Well, Frank Zappa did have an SG, so yeah. I can't know. There's not like a ton of little macro switches all over the like Frank's.
Yeah. No,
I don't know what all those things did.
Just a pickup selector and standard layout.
What, Mike? If you decide to come back and see us again, what would you build if it was up? If you could do anything you wanted?
Anything that I would like to do more. Continue doing more neck work.
Oh, okay.
Intensive neck work.
Okay.
Because
you build guitars at your house, at your shop.
I mean, honestly, you can with primitive tools you can make a body, and but a neck is, I think, what.
That's what separates the 8th grade shop project from the guitar.
Yeah, that's a step of graduation. Yeah.
Well, and I
So,
think you can make a neck with rudiment. Like I said, I was talking to Caleb. You could go to Home Depot and you could buy all the stuff for not a lot of money and shape a neck. You can shape a neck. You probably need a saw to cut it out, but yeah, you could do it. And we've got the Essential Neck Building Workshop might be something that I guess I think that's gonna be something cool, people.
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
Well, there is a neck through. Well, yeah, there's an Essential Neck Through workshop too. So yeah, yep.
Anyway, so
Well, cool. So, Mike, who do we want to say hey to in Atlanta? Do you call it Hotlanta, or is that what tourists call it?
that's
Yeah.
what tourists call it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like calling California Cali.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So just my wife, Kathy.
Kathy, thanks for letting us have Mike again. He's a cool guy. I love it when he's here. And are you guys ready to go over to Odyssey Beer Works, the great American Beer Works? That's right.
Jimmy's the grill master.
That's right. Yeah, we want to get over there before Jim gives away all the food. So burnt weenie sandwich. So Rod says the SG is definitely one of the best guitars for access to every fret. You're absolutely right, Rod. And Lefty says the yours look super clean. Bob says nice set of guitars, everybody. I hope I'm not missing anything here. Flipside Music says put wheel weights in the electronic cabinet. I put a piece of candy in Steve's. I think we buttoned up the control. Don't forget, there's a Jolly Rancher in your guitar, Steve. He took it out. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thanks for everybody for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next time. And have a great weekend, everybody, and stay safe. Blah blah blah. We're gonna go get some food. Thanks for watching.